Hey guys, it is Brooke from the Junk Parlor, and I am sharing with you this week's vintage haul. Now, correction, it's really my vintage haul over the past couple weeks because last week I went to that amazing estate sale. I'll put the video up here, but it was a beautiful stone cottage. It was like 5 acres. There were lots of outbuildings. I got that big cabinet, and I shared shopping, the estate sale, and my haul in the video. So be sure to watch that. So some of these things I did pick up technically last week. I will try and kind of walk you through that as well because I went to some different places, and every time I get a haul, I share down in the description the places that I've gone. So if you're local to the Des Moines, Iowa area, or sometimes I travel and maybe go to another town, I share all of that down below so you can go and see places I like to go shop. I had a dermatologist appointment, which if you've been following me for very long, you know, and of course, whatever arm I hold up, I mean, I am moly, and I have had so much basal cell removed, it's ridiculous. And he biopsied a spot on my back, another basal cell spot. At least it's not on my face. If you ever look at me, I've got so many scars from skin cancer. Darn it, bad genetics and not enough sunblock in high school. So anyway, on the way home from the dermatologist, I kind of hit up some different stores than I normally do. And I was so disappointed because one of the places that I went, I got a receipt spike, which I was really wanting because I'm going to be putting the collars that I haven't sold just through Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to be putting those on the website, and I found a receipt spike for like cheap. And so I really wanted to have it so I could take some photos. And guess what? I had my pile on the table on the counter, and the lady didn't give me the receipt spike. She didn't charge me for it either, but she didn't give it to me. And it was too far to drive to just go back for a little receipt spike. So I was really bummed about that. But at that same spot, I got this awesome Ironstone picture. What is that? A lion on there? A monkey? Seriously, I guess I don't know. So put down in comments, what is that? But it is a beautiful picture. It is royal. It's embossed and stamped. And it was actually sitting with this basin that looks like it was probably in a smoker's home because I think that's going to clean off. I don't think that's like normal discoloration. It is chipped a little bit. It is marked. This is not even, it's Mystique. So it's not even a match. It's not even Ironstone. I didn't want it. I tried to convince the lady to swap out that bowl for this bowl because those were sold as a pair. I wanted this bowl, not that bowl. Neither bowl matches. This bowl is Dresden China, so not royal Ironstone. But look at the crazing, crackling patina on this bad boy. I mean, that's freaking amazing. Amazing. So I bought both, even though I did not want that bowl. I'll clean it up, and I do have a couple others, and I'll probably just like put them in a stack. I think they look good in a stack. I've also used them like for produce on the kitchen counter, wooden spools, wooden blocks, like any kind of collection that you have, just throw it in a bowl and it makes it look cool. But this one, I loved it. Loved it. So that stuff I picked up at Giving Tree, I think is what it is called. I also went to Changing Places. I didn't buy anything, but I've kind of kept my eye open or out for Cash wants a different side table, end table for his bed. I've kind of just been keeping my eye out for a couch because we're really not liking the sectional that we got from Bob's Furniture. It's a piece of, you know what? So I just am like, if I found something that I was just like, thought was perfect, then I might swap it out. What else am I looking for? Oh, I would like a little side table by the front door, but it has to be super, 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 super narrow. And then Matt needs a chair in the bedroom so he can put his shoes on. So I kind of would like a little table there. I have some suitcases that I could use, but I think they just take up too space. So again, I need something pretty narrow. So kind of on the hunt for another little table, but Changing Places has great used furniture, consigned furniture, and then I went to Do-Overs. I don't know why, I completely drew a blank. They have a lot of consignment furniture, but they also have smalls worked in there. I found this thick, like walnut butcher block cutting board. I love it. I think these are great in your kitchen. You can put like 2 or 3 bottles on it. That's probably what I would put on this one versus a bowl, or I guess if you had some little bowls, you could do a little stack too. But I love the color variants because if I had picked out my countertops, I wouldn't have picked out what we have. And so I think putting a cutting board down or a tray really, or the basket I have on the island really helps break it up. So I got that there. I also got a chair in the workrooms. Okay, I ended up selling a chair that I had back here. It had arms on it and it just was not conducive to working and sliding in and out of the computer. So when I saw this at Do-Overs, I was like, ooh, I like this. I liked the tag. I love the look. It spins and it rolls, and it does appear that it would have had a back at some point, but I just really liked it. And I did end up flipping it over, and there is an original sticker on it. It is a Sykes company, and so it would have had a back with it, but even without the back, I still really liked it, and for my purposes, it's gonna work really well. One of the girls I love following on Instagram is Tiffany at The Broken Ladder. And I'm pretty sure either she's done this idea or we talked about doing this idea. She was trying to get me to find her some feed sacks. And this is basically just like a feed sack curtain, or you could use it as a shower curtain. So somebody has just like ripped the seam ripped all of the stitching on feed sacks and then stitched them together to make like a blanket, a curtain, shower curtain. So some of them are, let's see which direction so you can see the stamps. Some of them have, old stamps and advertising on them. They're going basically all different directions. You could hang that even in a temporary fashion, which I'm going to do just to kind of demonstrate for you, with clothespins. So you wouldn't even have to fold it over and make a little spot for your dowel rod. That would work perfectly. It is honestly about the perfect size for a shower curtain. So I just pinned it up here real quick with some clothespins. The length for our shower curtain is just a little bit long, and it's just maybe a couple inches too narrow, but how cute is this? Also at, like I just said at Do-Overs, I forgot already. This little Linda bucket, what's it say? Linda K. It's just basically some kind of canister. So the metal on top and bottom, this is, what do you even call it? Like fiberglass maybe? But look at that. It has an awesome label. It is Norton, S Norton Ltd, Oldham something. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find any canister just like this. There's a bunch of junk in there, but this is a brand, and I've even forgotten. It's a brand of something, obviously. But look at the colors. Just shut up. Don't stop talking, Brooke. Just look at the colors. The colors are gorgeous for fall. You could use this as a trash can. You could put a plant in it. You could roll up your throw blankets and put it by the couch. Shove a couple pillows in here. I grabbed it. Going back to Giving Tree, I have a plant that I got at the beginning of the summer, and it's a hanging plant with probably 5 or 6 different varieties in it. I'm telling you, the thing, I could set it on top of my head and you wouldn't even be able to see me. It would be like I was hiding in the plant. So for the fall here eventually, Brooke is going to try and separate out the plants and divvy them up. And so I've been wanting some white pots. This one was $2. So I grabbed it. $2 is a cheap, good price, because I just want to be able to stick them in a bunch of white pots and then I can sprinkle them around my house as I want. At Giving Tree was this tree. It's a little ceramic white tree, and honestly, I just saw it and I figured it was new. But on the bottom, someone has put some tape on there and it says what sale she picked it up at. Irvin or Irwina or Irina Nelson sale, September 1984. So it's not like crazy old, but it's not new. And even if it was new, I was going to get it because I just think this would fit in really well with all of my neutral decor for the winter, whether it's Christmas time or not. So that was the week of the estate sale because I had a dermatologist appointment. Then I was on Hello Iowa and I shared my cornstalk wreath tutorial, demoed it. And so I went to a couple places that day. I really didn't find a lot, but I mean, look at the cute child-size masher with a green handle. So cute. Collectamania. Someone must have picked somebody who had an insane Christmas cookie, fruitcake tin, whatever you want to call them, collection, because I got maybe, let's say, a fifth of the tins that they had in their booth. This is a little set that I nested because they're super cute. Obviously they match, so I'm going to sell them together. There's some kind of old residue tag on it, so it does have some age to it. I just picked ones that I liked, that I thought looked a little bit older, or that I liked. This one with the little horse and sleigh. This one's definitely, I'm going to say, newer, but I loved the pattern on it, the little polka dots with the red reindeer. This one gave me the newer feel, but I loved Santa. It's a Meister, M-E-I-S-T-E-R. This one is a deluxe fruitcake, so the back of it tells me that it has some age. That's probably why I got that one, because I don't necessarily personally like the front. This one has an old McCabe's sticker for $3. I don't even know what McCabe's is. Maybe if this is from the Des Moines area, maybe it's a Des Moines thing. So I don't really know age on that. The sticker itself looks old, and I liked Santa. This is a good Santa. Like scary good. Lofts Candy. This has an old sticker. That's not the sticker what I paid for it, but it was $1 at some point. This is a cute ass Santa. This one says Martha Washington Candy, Chicago. The old sticker on it said $8, but Santa. Another but Santa, freaking cute. Mrs. Stevens, Chicago. This one says Olive Gam, Chicago. $7.50 back in the day. This one I thought had a beautiful scene, and it says Jewel. And I got all of those Christmas tins at Collectamania. When I first walked into Collectamania, my friend Brett, so if you've watched any of my old videos, I went to Jenny's Attic all the time. Well, he no longer has Jenny's Attic. And even way before Jenny's Attic, he had Wheeler's Antique Shop. Is that what it was called? Or Wheeler's Flea Market, maybe. And I don't even think I was doing YouTube then, but I would come up a lot of times from Centerville and shop to resell at Wheeler's. And so then eventually he took over Jenny's attic. And so then I went up there, and then now he's not there anymore, but he sells at Collectamania. And he is working probably 50% of the time that I go there. I've never heard of this kind of card catalog cabinet, and I haven't looked it up yet, but it's a Broome, B-R-O-O-M-E. So I'm curious if you have heard of Broome before. Normally they're the Globe Warnicky or whatever ones, but they have the little label or tag holders. The doors or drawer fronts are, what would you even call that? Angled, beveled. The insides, there's like cardboard here on the bottom for some reason, and there aren't any slides. And the inside is very thin wood, which I pulled out all the drawers because when I first pulled it out, I was like, oh, well, that's probably like just some farmer repaired it. But all of the drawers are like that. So that just must have been how it was. And then Brett's like, hey, I have a bunch of crap in my car if you want to go dig through it. Well, I really didn't have the digging feeling that I wanted to, but I peeked in the window and I was happy because I found some jar lids. All I need is the rings, and guess what? He had a Ziploc bag full of the rings, which was perfect. So I ended up buying those off of him. And you might be like, well, why do you need those? Because for my next Hello Iowa project, I'm going to be showing how to make the jar lid pumpkins, which I do have a blog post on that, and I'll link that in the description. And then you can take those pumpkins too, if you don't paint them. You can also stack them and turn them into snowmen. So I only have a handful of jar lids left, and I needed some. And every time I find them, I'm like, oh, you know, it's June. I don't need them yet. I don't want to have to store them. And then as we got closer and closer to fall, I'm like, now I can't find any. Isn't that always how it works? So I was very glad that Brett had those in his car and that I actually looked. That brings us to Wednesday. So my new Wednesday routine, once a month, I'm going to go up to the Iowa State surplus store, which here's a video of the first time I went up there in like 10 years. But I'm going to go up there, and then I'm going to go to Antiques, Iowa, and then I'm going to take my oldest out to lunch because that's about the only time I will ever get to talk to him and know anything that's going on. Once a month, I'll take you along probably, or at least I'll show you what I brought home. So what I picked up at the Iowa State surplus store was literally only these books. And why did I pick up these books? Because look at the colors. The colors were perfect. I really was interested in some bird books, but I did not like the images inside, the colors of the covers, and they just weren't that old. And I just didn't think they were awesome. So there aren't really any good pictures in here, but I like that it says anatomy, and I like this, what would you call it? Like a rusty color? This one is another medical term book or another medical book. Again, it's the color that does it for me. I don't think this one did. I liked because it's kind of dictionary-ish. So it has the letter and then it has things. So I just liked that. That's honestly one of the things that I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to get this. Let me show you another one. So, this one has a cool vertebrae on the cover. So I like the little alligator and the color of this book. This one does have a few images in it that would be fun. You could open them up for Halloween time. But again, I really liked the color and cover. And of course, I'm not really going to find any good pictures because I'm trying to. This one is not a scary one. It's actually art terms. And so on the website, a couple options that I have are to basically just pick a category like kitchen items, art, different things like that. And I make a bundle for you. I make a box for you. And I just thought for my art and like crafty option that this book would be fun. There are some images in it and just, I don't know, it's a little bit of everything. It's architecture and art and animals and anything and everything. There's a little Picasso maybe. And again, a good color. So that's all I got at the Iowa State surplus store. Then I drove up to Antiques, Iowa. I don't think that I have any good sound effects, but never mind. The Smasher is all I got at Antiques, Iowa. I also went to Goodwill while I was up in Ames blowing some time, and I got a ton of these paper mache jack-o'-lanterns. So they are newer. I don't know how new. I did an image search with Google. I just simply searched jack-o'-lantern heads, paper mache. Literally nothing pulled up that matched them or even looked close. I figured they were like Joann's or Michael's or Target or Walmart, but obviously they're not, because either I can't search or they just didn't pull up on Google Maps. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with them. I like them, and I just thought that they were like a great, cheaper version of the old stuff, even though they're not like a basket. But I honestly even thought about taking an X-Acto knife and cutting, and then I could add my own wires and make a little jack-o'-lantern basket, which I still might do that. Grabbed another planter. This one is again white and big, and it was like a couple dollars, so it'll be good to go with my other one. I also went to Overflow. There's Overflow split up in Ames, where they have clothes at one and stuff at another. All I walked away with was this green mug holder. You know what? I did not even notice it's missing one, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. I don't remember where I was when I got this, but I was at some thrift store, and I went to DAV thrift store, which I used to go to all the time. It's by the Iowa State fairgrounds. It was my favorite. And then I kind of thought it just like was trickling off. And so then I didn't go for a long time. And then I went back and I'm like, this is a good one again. This is like going to be my favorite again. So I go sometimes, not as much as you would think, because I forget, because it went off my radar for a while. I picked this up because of its green and blue, my favorite colors. And guess what? I didn't know that it was going to be a McCoy, but it is. I went to Thrifty Flea on Thursday, my steady, and he had this brass candlestick holder. Look how big that base is. It just looks like, I don't know, sexy, modern. He only had the one. It was actually, he said, shoved into a huge toolbox that was probably 6 foot tall. And this was shoved in one of the drawers. So even though it's a single, I got it. And then it looks like it says to me, Jern. But I did a quick search when I was just standing at his place to kind of see if I could tell the age of it. I couldn't find anything. Then I went to Brass Armadillo. I bet you it has been at least a month since I went to Brass. This caught my eye, and I'm like, what in the what is this? So I thought, I do What Is It Wednesday on Facebook, where I take pictures of things and then I say, hey, guess what this is? Sometimes I know the answer, sometimes I don't. Sometimes we go off of the majority. So if 20 people say that it's X, then we just say, okay, it's X. And then sometimes you get 50 different answers and you still don't know what it is. The dealer for this did know what it is. It is a old walker, a baby walker. So I'm guessing the baby butt sits here. Their legs go on each side of this bar. I don't know why it would go up. Not sure about that part, but there is a hinge right here. But when you look at this, what do you see? You know what Brooke sees? A plant stand. So I got it, and I don't even know, where's that? There it is with the pumpkins in it. I mean, hello. So cute. Also at Thrifty Flea, I got this Ironstone little dish. It's a Pinkhurst with a stamp. Nice, worn, used. Another brass piece, basically a little pedestal. it's not marked or anything. It looks like somebody's taken like some kind of buffer or something to it. But in the entryway, throw your phone and your keys and your wallet in it. Put it on the counter for some produce. Do some pretty bottles in the bathroom. Whatever you want, okay? Put a cloche on it. At Brass Armadillo, I found this. I mean, this is like the perfect green. It is totally MJB coffee tin green. It's got some gold. It's got a little old tag slot. So it obviously went to something because otherwise it wouldn't have a little pull. The lid is hinged and I just thought it was a cute little canister. The other piece I picked up at Brass was this little medicine cabinet. And I liked it because of just the extra little details. I also liked it because if you follow me on social, Instagram especially, then you know that I shared a reel where I'd gotten a new mirror. And I wanted to put the mirror, when I bought it, and I probably shared it here in a haul, I wanted to put the mirror above my bathroom toilet. And when I told my husband that, he was like, oh, I don't want to watch myself pee. Like, I watch myself pee at such and such restaurant or wherever, or someplace he goes and there's a mirror above the bathroom. And he's like, I hate it. And I was like, oh, darn. So try to come up with a new way to new place to put it. Put it to the side of the bed and replace like a plainer square one that I had hanging on the wall. This one's taller and skinny. I just was going to lean it. But it's a wood color, and on the other side I have a mirror that's gold, and the other mirror was wood too that I replaced, but this one was just bigger and taller, and it just was too heavy for the arched mirror that's on the other side of the bed, so it didn't work. So I had to take it down, and then I set it on top of the toilet because I'm like, oh, well, if I angle it up, you won't be able to see yourself pee, right? You know, like I assumed if you have it angling down, you'd be able to see yourself pee more. So I put it on the toilet and like, I can see my toes. I can see my whole body. And I'm like, he's not going to like this, but I laid it there and left it for 24 hours. And he was getting ready to get in the shower and he was standing there peeing. And just think about Superman's stance, you know, like, and he couldn't even look at himself. He was looking to the side, and I'm standing there watching him pee and watching him pose, and we were laughing so hard, like tears were coming down because we were laughing. So I'm like, I knew it wasn't going to work, but it would look really good if it was there. So I took it down. It's leaning in the guest bedroom right now. It's going to go somewhere. I just don't know where. This mirror is about, you know, a fifth of the size of the other mirror. So surely I can put it up high enough where he can't see himself pee. Or someone can buy it too, but I just bought it with that in mind. I do think that it has a newer mirror to it, which I don't care. And it smelled, what is that first aid kit smell? Hydrogen peroxide? Kind of smells like that when you open that door. But anyway, I thought it was beautiful. I liked it. I love the shape. It just has that feeling and that style that I like. I bought all this stuff because I like it. I will be sharing it in a Facebook Live sale, but you can purchase it before then just by commenting below. And just because you don't see comments below doesn't mean no one purchases from my videos. What seems to happen is, because I've been doing this for a long time, selling on social, everybody just messages me over on Facebook or Instagram and then purchases that way. So if you want to drop in the comments and say, Brooke, how much is the pitcher? How much is the medicine cabinet? Then I can answer you. Or if you feel more comfortable messaging me directly on Facebook or Instagram, you can totally do that as well. But I would appreciate you liking the video. Leave me some other comment because it really does help my channel grow. And of course, if you're not already subscribing, please click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified whenever I put out a new video, which is pretty much every week. I'll see you guys next week.